Hi everyone, it's Amanda here from Bend Like Bamboo. This week's blog is called The Power of Now. I learnt about the power of now and mindfulness when I went through one of the hardest, darkest times of my life. 5 years after I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, I experienced my worst relapse I ever had, and I was paralysed on the entire left-hand side of my body. I went to hospital and I spent 2 months living in rehabilitation. It's amazing what you'll do and the transformation that you'll have to make when you have no choice. But, you know, in our day and age, we have so many distractions and we procrastinate, and this is all out of fear. But what I found was when I was living in rehabilitation and I had my own room after a while, eventually I got my own room, thank God, but I spent a lot of time in 4 white walls, and this removed and eliminated most of the distractions. And I used to avoid this when I was younger. I used to be frightened of being sitting in my emotions sometimes and being in my own company because I didn't know how to control my mind and thoughts. And so obviously that was a really difficult time, but I was forced to live that way. But it was great, and it was better. I found that I was in the moment so much more, only being able to be focused on learning how to walk again and use my body again. I didn't have the capacity to think about the past or what I was stressed about analysing the future anymore. All I could focus on was the power of now. And I had more energy and I coped so much better. Even though that was the darkest and hardest time of my life, I actually remember it as being one of the best times of my life because I discovered what I was made of, and I realized how capable I was when I really just focused on now and didn't overwhelm myself with the chaos of thinking of the past or analyzing the future. And so when I lost the use of my body for a couple of months, I very quickly learned about the power of the mind and the importance of being flexible in your mindset. It really impacts so much. When we are more flexible in our mindset, we can see our situation with fresh eyes, and we can see we can make our thoughts more malleable. And shifting your perspective is all about, it starts with your thoughts. And when you can choose your thoughts, you can change what you're thinking to how you're feeling, and then how you're feeling translates into action. So when I was no longer distracted and I was in the moment, I really woke up. And this is also when I started to notice faster repair in my mind and body. And I walked and ran within 6 weeks, which is my story. So my blog today is about how you too can capture the power of now. And I try and translate what I learned living in rehab and being in the moment into my everyday life now. Because look, there is a time to think about the past and the future, but if you can just be mindful over the course of the day to consistently bring yourself back into the moment. When you are mindful and in the moment, you are in your most creative state. When we're stressed, we go into autopilot, and this is where we react from, fear-based programs. So when you want to jump on, that addictive behavior where you just want to scroll because you're bored, or you're standing at the train stop, or you've got nothing to do, so you just instinctively want to distract your mind, don't. Stand there and just look out at the tree. Look out the window and just be for a couple of minutes, and train yourself to do that, because there is so much power in the now, and you'll then discover that you have everything that you need in each moment. Thanks guys, see you next week.